There's a great quote from Will Smith that says, "There is no plan B. Having a plan B only distracts from plan A." And what's great about this quote is that I've only recently heard it, but as I look back on my musical career, I've realized that I've lived by this motto. So I started playing music when I was a kid. I played violin when I was in middle school, but it wasn't until I was 15 when I got a guitar that really the passion for music really started to blossom. And I remember just being obsessed with music, the guitar, MTV, and watching live Van Halen concerts on tape. I also remember when my dad came home, he would go into the music room, he would sit down after a long day of work, he'd put on some albums and just sit there and relax. You know, albums like Doobie Brothers, Neil Diamond, Supertramp. I also remember that when him and I used to drive around in a car and a song would come on the radio, he'd always ask me, "Who is this?" And so it really forced me to listen to the music, listen to the sound quality of the voice, and it just really furthered my love for music. But it wasn't until I was 20 that I made that decision, that I decided I'm gonna be a professional musician. And I remember when I went and talked to my parents about this, they're actually very supportive. They've always taught me in my life to do what I want, do what I love. It also probably didn't hurt that both my grandparents, or rather my grandpas, they both played guitar. And so I started studying music. I was at a junior college for a while, then I got my undergraduate in music, and then got my master's in music. And after my master's, I was in LA, one of the most competitive places in the world. And even though there's so many great talented musicians everywhere, to me, in my mind, there was nothing else. It was just music. I was gonna make it in music no matter what I did. And I remember hearing this quote from Les Brown, and he said, "When you find your passion, you have to be creative." And so, as I look back on my career, all I was really diverse in making it as a musician. I mean, besides playing guitar and doing the typical things a guitar player would do, which is playing original bands and cover bands, I did everything from playing at restaurants to wedding gigs. But I also was a studio musician, I was a touring musician, I wrote tracks for TV and film. I decided that it would help me if I learned a bunch of different instruments, so I dove into the mandolin, the banjo, the pedal steel, ukulele, drums, and also my singing. And so besides that, I also produced albums, I produced DVDs for different artists, I've written and published books under my own publishing company, guitar books, ukulele books, and I run online courses for ukulele and guitar. Besides that, I've been very fortunate to work with some very great bands and artists in the studio, helping them prepare for tours, and I've also dedicated my life to being an educator. So as I look back, what made me get through this and what helped me become a musician and a successful musician was the diversity, being open-minded and being willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that you follow your dream. If somewhere along the path I would have decided, oh, maybe I'm gonna go to law school, or maybe I should be a contractor, well, what is that gonna do? It's gonna take away from my career. And there were some jobs, some college teaching jobs that I applied for that I didn't get. And it's funny because I was disappointed at the time, but as I look back, because I didn't get those jobs and I wasn't locked into that position, so many opportunities in the music business opened up for me simply because I was around and I had the time to do the things that were necessary. So, what do you gotta do? First of all, you just gotta figure out what it is you're passionate about, what it is that drives you, what do you love to do? Second, decide, make a decision that this is what you're gonna do for your life. Then once you decide, put all your energy into it, put all your heart and soul into it, and then never look back.